As if we needed another reason to ditch Facebook or Meta, or trust Mark Zuckerberg even less, or as I like to call him, Mark Zuckerturd. Meta already tried their hand at the metaverse, and that was a horrible experiment. Now they are going after generative AI, more specifically voice AI. Meta unveils Voicebox AI to replicate the voices of your friends and loved ones. Yes, Mark Zuckerberg wants to take the voices of your friends and loved ones and use an AI create their voices in a digital format. Well, let's look at this article and see what they have to say about that and find out more details about that. But before we dive into this article, if you are new to this channel and enjoy this type of content, please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and also hit that like button as well. All right, let's dive into this article. Again, Meta unveils Voicebox AI to replicate the voices of your friends and loved ones. This is an article out of ZDNet.com. As AI chatbots and art generators seem to gain more popularity by the minute, some of the most prominent players in the business are trying to stay in the game with their own tools. Meta just presented Voicebox, a text-guided, artificially intelligent speech generator so powerful that the company claims to outperform all existing models. Voicebox is powerful enough to generate voices as easily as ChatGPT can generate text, and Bing or DALL-E 2 can create images. Though the system isn't widely available for public use, Meta has made demos accessible to anyone interested in learning more about Voicebox. And I'll go over those demos in a little bit. The system could be used in audio editing by content creators and editors, for example, as its voice generation makes for natural sounding auto clips. Yes, again, used by content creators or editors, or it could be even used by Hollywood to pretty much get rid of voice acting. If they just get somebody's text, get their voice pattern or whatever, they can just use this tool to basically, create a audio file for them, and you don't have to pay the voice actor all the money. Possibilities of this are astounding. But it's versatile enough to intelligently edit noise out of voice clips like dogs barking and regenerate the voice without missing a beat. Yeah, this reminds me of something that Microsoft actually showed off at one of their service events probably a couple of years ago, where they had a demo where a guy was on his laptop. I believe he was outside, and there was all kinds of atmospheric noise going on. I don't know, sirens, dogs barking, whatever. And the AI was able to eliminate all the background noise and just focus on just the speaker. So this may be something similar to that, or just maybe the next evolution of that. One of the abilities Voicebox presents is that it can match the audio style of a sample and generate text-to-speech clips. Essentially, visually impaired users could give Voicebox an audio clip of a friend as short as 2 seconds, and it'll be able to read that friend's written message in their voice using AI. So just think about that for a second. You give them an audio file of your voice, and they say as short as 2 seconds. Using Voicebox, it can actually replicate that voice in their style. That's what it's saying here. Now that remains to be seen how accurate that is. But according to what they're saying, that the capabilities of Voicebox is, it will be able to do that. So just think about the uses of that. Is this something that you would use to, say, hear the voice of a past loved one, somebody who's passed away, and if you wanted to hear their voice, one more time or again? I don't know. I think some people may want to use that. Myself personally, I wouldn't. I would just go back to audio that I already have or videos that I have of them. I don't know if I want to pass this information on to Facebook or Meta and give that to them and let them, have even more information about us than they already have right now. And yeah, I would not want to, give that to Meta. But I think some people out there would like that. I think they'll want to hear their loved one's voice probably one more time or more than that. But it looks like this Voicebox will be able to have that capability. The new generative AI tool can solve tasks via in-text learning so it can process text it's never been given before and correctly generate context and inflections, much like a person would read it by using existing knowledge to learn and tackle new challenges. I do wonder how accurate that would be because basically what they're saying that they can uh, replicate the tonality that somebody is trying to do, the inflections of their voice, whatever. I mean, people have different talking styles, so how would it know, or how would it be able to accurately generate that without having an extensive audio clip? You know, unless the more extensive you give it, the better it will get at that. The critical and legal implications of this groundbreaking tool are not easily dismissible. Yes, anyone could generate audio clips using recordings of a person's voice without permissions and claim to have them say anything they want. Now, we've seen this already currently, but this looks like Meta has developed something that's even a little bit more powerful. But just think about deepfakes right now. You can still tell deepfakes, but then it will obviously get better. Then you start adding in generative AI with that, with the voices. Then you can essentially just make a clip or audio clip, even a video of somebody saying or doing something that is totally false, but you will not know based on it sounds like them, it looks like them, they're talking, the mannerisms maybe. That's a scary thought to think about. Excuse me. That is something that's really scary to think about. Just imagine all of the social hacking that can be done with this. You know, a hacker can get their hands on this, claim to be whoever based off their voice and their inflections and their tonality or whatever, and they can just trick people into giving them all sorts of information. So the social hacking and hacking aspect of this is very scary. Meta trained VoiceBox on 60,000 hours of English audiobooks and 50,000 hours of multilingual audiobooks in 6 languages for optimal performance. I believe those 6 languages are English, French, German, Polish, Spanish, and I think Latin. Um, for multilingual text to speech with no training, speech denoising, styling, editing, and generating diverse speech samples. In a paper published by Meta AI, the company claims it can generate diverse audio samples 20 times faster than Microsoft is that VALLE and more intelligible. Aside from being faster and making fewer errors than competitors, Meta claims VoiceBox can convert written text into spoken words in one or more multiple languages without being specifically trained for each language separately. So that means you can take your voice and then convert it to French or English or German, or whatever, and you could trick somebody. Compared to the previous state of the art, your TTS voice box was found to reduce the average word error rate from 10.9% to 5.2%, as well as increase the audio similarity from 0.335 to 0.481. Yeah, so that is everything in this article. But let's go over here real quick. This is the website here. And again, I advise you to go and read this um, website in a little more detail. It gives you some more examples. I'm gonna play a couple of demos for you. I will make sure I link that down in the description below so you can go check that out. So here, right here, just have a quick model of the input audio, edited audio, then the text, then voice box users, and then you have your output. Here's a model overview. Again, so the 6 languages: English, French, German, Spanish, Polish, and Portuguese. Sorry, not Latin, Portuguese. Again, I'll just link that down there so you can go over that. I did want to get down to the demos right here. Make sure you can see that and take a look at this one. So this one here is transient noise removal. So here's the first part.
In zero weather, in midwinter, when the earth is frozen to a great depth below the surface, when then driving over the unpaved country roads, they give forth a hard metallic ring. In zero weather, in midwinter, when the earth is frozen, unpaved country roads, they give forth a hard metallic ring. In zero weather, in midwinter, when the earth is frozen to a great depth below the surface, when in driving over the unpaved country roads, they give forth a hard metallic ring.
So you can see there that it did clean up the noise and eliminated the dog and then created a cleaner output. Again, this is just demo. obviously this could be manipulated, but based off what they're saying, that this is what it can do. So it's a context editing, so it can actually edit original speech, which is um, interesting. VoiceBox can also help correct misspoken words without having the speaker to re-record the audio. That's pretty interesting. I guess you would just, if they recorded the original text, and then if you wanted to correct it, maybe you would just type the correct text and then feed it to the model, and then it would just automatically correct that model. That's pretty interesting. Again, I'm not going to play all of these, but again, I will link it down there so you can go and check that out. I mean, it is very interesting to go through and listen to some of these. Very interesting. Again, so one more, I do want to go and show you this clip. This gives you a little bit more visuals about what the voice box can do.
The research team at Meta AI is excited to share our work on VoiceBox, an all-in-one generative speech model. It's the first model that can generalize speech generation tasks which it was not specifically trained to accomplish, and it does so 20 times faster than current models. It uses a new approach to learn from raw audio and transcriptions from which it can create various outputs. Let's take a closer look at what it can do. VoiceBox can take input text and output audio in a multitude of different voices.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
It can also generate a stylized speech output based on text input and a short reference audio clip.
The country's lush forests and diverse ecosystems offer. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
This could one day give virtual assistants and NPCs more natural-sounding voices. Style transfer enables transposition of vocal characteristics and background noise from a reference clip
offer ample opportunities to observe and learn about the vast
to a target audio clip with text input.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
It can also be used to produce audio of a voice in another language.
Los frondosos bosques y los diversos ecosistemas del país. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
So there you go. I just played about a minute 40 of it. There's still another minute or so left. Again, I will link this in the description down below. You can go and watch the rest of it. There's a couple more demos as well, some more videos that give you a little bit more detail. So again, two different aspects. The tech itself, the AI, the generative AI, it looks amazing. It sounds good in theory. In practice, it's a great idea. The more ethical side of it, I am very concerned that you can actually do a lot more social hacking with this. You can create all kinds of deep fakes that are more believable and more realistic than what we have right now. This will open up a whole bunch of, like I said, can of worms that I don't know that we are ready for, and I don't know if society wants anything like this. And again, maybe if this was something that was coming from a smaller team, a smaller developing company, I would probably trust it more than I will with Meta. Who knows? Maybe Meta actually bought out a little team that, you know, had this technology and they just bought them out. I don't know. I don't have any facts about that. I have to look into that a little bit more. But again, I definitely would not trust Mark Zuckerberg with this. There's no way I would trust Mark Zuckerberg with anything like this. But here it is. It's coming, and there's not much we can do about it. I don't have a time frame for when this will be publicly available, but I will definitely be keeping my eyes and ears abreast of this to figure out and to see what this technology can do, and what it has in store for us. So that is everything I have. Let me know what your thoughts on or this. Do you trust Meta or Mark Zuckerberg with something like this? Or is this something that you would use? Is there somebody's voice that you would like to hear using this technology? Let me know down in the comment section. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Thank you for taking time out to watch this video. If you enjoy this type of content, please do me a huge favor. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and hit that like button as well. Also, if you'd like to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to the website sound30.com, where I curate tech news covering Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more general tech news, all at the website at sound30.com. And until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.